Hello traders, this is Keshav from Surplus Forex with weekly analysis and forecast. As always, I'll start with USD index and build from there for each pair, including sweet oil and gold. Once again, I'll also describe my entries, stop losses and take profit exit points for each trade that we take. We'll run through what I call as USD Bucket and pairs listed here. The trading plan I use is finding and highlighting trends and support resistance levels on daily time frame and as well on 4-hour time frames. Then marking entries, stop losses and take profit targets at 4-hour chart. Make sure you make entries only upon confirmation after completion of candle that crosses either support resistance and trend line, when possible keeping risk reward at ratio 1:2. This means when you cross first target by 20%, then move your stop loss to 1:1 and then wait for second target for 1:2 reward. If the price does not move ahead by 20% in next let's 4-hour candle, then get out of the trade with 1:1 reward. Enter with confidence, do not fiddle with the trade, and also always track your performance. So let's start and see what we expect for the week ahead to unfold for us. Alright, let's start for the week March 2nd, 2020 to March 6th, 2020. So let's start with our standard US dollar index. So on a daily time frame, we see that we started with the entry point was 99.33, first target was 99, and we had a stop loss at 99.68. It had a good fall. There was a global market financial fall in the stocks, and that we reached our first target of 99, and if it continued, I had to put a second target of 98.62. It crossed both, reached both the target. The stop loss was at 99.68. Going for the next coming week, let's look at what we see. So as of now, we are sitting at 99.21, so I have put my entry point at 98.26, keeping right below the old resistance. I'm keeping my stop loss close to under 97.80, keeping first target at 98.62 back to, and second target at 98.91. For US dollar index, I'm back on a bullish bias for the upcoming week. Next one is EURUSD on a daily time frame. Let's see, it's pretty bullish on a daily time frame. Last week it gained a lot. Currently sitting at 1.1027. It did gained our first target. We started with 1.0862 and it met our target 1.09, and then it did cross our second expected target of 109.44. Let's see on a 4-hour chart how it's doing, for how it will do for the coming week. I'm expecting it to be bearish for the week because I'm bullish on USD index, so I'm taking my entry point at it. It's still bullish. It's trying to hover between 1.1060 and 1.1050 as of now. 1.0950. I'm taking my entry point at 1.091, coming to 1.0950 as my first target, and second target at 1.0931. So once it shows any sign of falling below 1.1, I'm taking an entry here, so that I expect it to go further, rise further and fall. That's why I'm keeping my stop loss at 1.1061. Once it starts falling here, then I'll make in my entry at 1.0990. to meet the first target at 1.0950. Let's start with the next one at GBPUSD on a daily time frame. It was bearish all the way through. For the bearish part, it did not meet our target, rather we met a loss here. We had entry at 1.2963, did show the positive sign of going bullish, but it fell because of coronavirus. The global markets are falling, especially because of Asia. GBP is getting affected equally, so this is falling from 1.2963. It fell to 1. We met our target at we met our stop loss at 1.2880. As of now, it's in a bearish trend, and my bias on the upcoming week is for USD index is bullish, so I expect it to further fall. And as global market is still taking stock of coronavirus, so GBP I expect it to fall further. Let's see on a 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour chart, I'm keeping my entry point as it's being bearish. I'm going bearish on this. I'm keeping my entry point right below 1.29, 1.2899 of the previous resistance and support. So I'm entering at 1.2882, keeping first target at 1.2825 and stop loss at 1.295056, right above the previous support, previous resistance of 1.2945. I'm keeping a 10 pip difference out there, and then I'm keeping my second target at 1.2744. so I'm expecting it to basically a rise for being bullish for the start of the week, hit close to and test 1.29, and then fall back once it starts showing the bearish candle here. So that will be a good entry point at 1.2882. Right, the next one is USDCAD. Let's see on a USDCAD daily time frame. It did not give us entry on 132.35, 132.35. We had an entry. It did not give us on a 4-hour chart. It did not give us entry, so we could not do anything last week on USDCAD. But it showed all the way bullish trend last whole week, and as of now it's being bullish. I expect it to stay bullish. So on a 4-hour chart, let's see how I'm taking my entries on a 4-hour chart. I have a previous support of 133.27, so I'm keeping my entry close to 133.45. I expect it to drop, test 133.27, go back and make an entry at 133.45. I'm keeping my stop loss close to 133.65, right below that 132.50. That's where I have put my stop loss at, and first target at 134.16 and second target at 134.80. Now let's check USDJPY, USD Japanese yen. Showed all the way on a 4-hour chart, met both our targets. Entry at 111.25. It met first target 110.40, second target 109.77, still dropping, and it's currently it's sitting at 109.98, close to 107.98. So For this, as of now it's bearish. I'm expecting it to recover further, and I'm avoiding to take any entries for the stop loss. As of now, you see on a USD Japanese yen 4-hour chart, this is I'm avoiding to take the entry for because it's too much of a gap between the trading EMA and the current sitting price, plus it's a sharp fall. Still, as I'm expecting recovery, if it goes beyond 109, then I'm taking an entry for I believe it will be hovering between 110.40 and 18.40, 18.30. So if it goes above 109.02, then I'm taking entry close to 109.23, keeping a short target of 109.71 and second target at 110.32. Alright, the next one is GBPUSD. On a daily time frame, we see that it's dropping sharply. On a GBPUSD, we did not get our entry at 63.57 last time. So expected it to, as of now it's bearish. I'm expecting it to be bearish as my bias on USD index is bullish, so I'm expecting it to go down, though that will be historical since the historical low support of 62.14 is basically the historical low support. As of now it's sitting at 62.48. The historical low support of 62.14, it's touched that. Another option is that this is very low pair price, and it might reflect a recovery from here, but as I see, coronavirus is taking its toll, so I expect this to further drop down to historical low price. So I'm stating my 4-hour chart based on that. So let's see on a 4-hour chart, if it comes back, it might go back and test 62.90 and even beyond, close to 63.30, and I expect it to drop back after that. If it drops back under 62.90, I'm taking my entry at 62.74, keeping first target 62.14 and second target at 61.50, 55, and keeping stop loss at 63.65. I expect it to hover between this, that 62.14 to 63.50, sorry, 63.65. So that's where I believe it'll hover prices, but frankly telling, this is there's more expectation for it to drop further, and it is 2015 August of 61.50. So if it's touched that, I expect it might drop further. Going for the next one is let's check the next one is a USD Aussie USD. On a Aussie USD daily time frame, it's still showing the bearish trend on Aussie USD, and it did not give us any entry point at 66.30, our old entry point, so we could not make any trade on Aussie USD last week. This week I expect it to go bullish, bearish, as my bias on USD index is bullish. Another one is that though it's an RBA and GDP is coming out for Aussie, so coronavirus is still dominant out there in Asia Pac, so prices are falling, so I expect it to be bearish. So let's see how I'm taking my entries on Aussie USD 4-hour chart. It might because of RBA commentary release next week, it might go back and test 65.80 and 0.6580 and even beyond 6650. So what I'm expecting it, once it drops down below 6584, I'll take my entry at 6570 and then keeping my first target at 6504, second target at 6446, keeping my stop loss 6644. But please keep it in mind, this will be a historical low. Last time it ever touched this point was 2009. Be wary in case you are taking entry to this. Make sure that it goes all the way, tests 6630 point, 6640 point, and then falls back to 60 below 6585 point. Alright, the next one is USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc on a daily time frame, it showed continuous drop, good bearish trend all the way through, touched the old support of 96.31. Now it closed above the old support of 96.31. It's currently sitting at 96.53, and it did meet our target. We entered at 97.19 and we met our target at 97.70. Now as of now it's showing a bearish trend, but I'm bullish with a bullish bias on USD index, so I expect it to rise, this pair to rise. So let's see my entries on 4-hour chart. So I am currently maintaining that this is an old support of 96.68. That's right above 96.53. It might go further drop down, but might come back and test above 96.85 and then come back and test it and go up further. That's what I'm expecting it. So I'm keeping my entry at 96.83, stop loss at 96.25. Though the stop is pretty big, so keep your lot size accordingly. Keeping my first target at 97.20 and keeping my second target at 97.50. Let's start with the sweet oil on a daily chart. On a daily time frame, we see that it showed a big fall, extreme fall all the week. So it did not give us expected entry for this past week, and we had initially thought of an entry close to 53.80 going upwards, but did not give us entry. So as of now it it's crossing the low of even 49.33 and the old one from 2018 2019 Jan 44.45. so 44.45 close to this is pretty old historical low. So if it falls further, there's last support of 42.17 from 2018, but I expect it a recovery from here and see on a 4-hour chart. So as of now, if you look at the daily chart, it did close above old historical low of 44.50, so it's currently sitting at 45.17. so let's look at the 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour chart, I hope I'm expecting recovery on this, and it's I'm taking an entry at 47.45, keeping a first target of 49 and second target of 50.96, keeping my stop loss at 44.05. You have to be very careful that the moves on sweet oil has been very erratic. So let's move on to the next one is the gold USD, and on gold USD daily time frame it shows a drop. We did not get an entry at 16.53.48 was our entry point. We did not get that. It dropped like a big rock all through the week, and so let's see what's for a daily time frame on gold USD. We see that it had a straight big fall and hold through the week, and did not give us any entry at 16.53.48. So as of now it's sitting bearish. It's in a deep bearish trend, sitting at 15.86.54, but on a positive note, it did cross 15.75.67 and sitting above there. I'm expecting that it might rise for the initial part of the week before falling further. Let's see on a 4-hour chart how we take it. On a 4-hour chart, so if it's expected to rise from currently 15.86.54 close to 16.10. so hovering the prices below, or hovering the prices between 16.10 and 15.50, 15.52. So that will be my entry point. So once it falls below 15.75, I'm keeping my entry close to 15.69 and keeping my first target at 15.52, second target at 15.37, whereas I'm keeping my stop loss at 15.99. Alright, that's all from me for this week. You can get analysis, entries and exits on more pairs at surplusforex.com. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and share the video, and huge thanks to all the current participants who like, subscribe and share. For those who are new to Forex, now can get more information on trading Forex market from this book, Forex Must-Haves, or by visiting website surplusforex.com. I wish you all a wonderful weekend and profitable trading in the week ahead, and see you next time.